As a heating air conditioning technician, one of the toughest situations for you to be in, and the most frustrating, is to go to a system that you've been maintaining and you've got a good relationship with the client and you've been planting the seeds about replacing it, and you get there and there's a brand new one. So what can you do about this? And why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales, opportunities, tough conversations, and a fantastic day to talk about you. Coming to you live from Kualoa Park, Oahu. All right, so it's common for me to have this conversation, especially with newer techs. Somebody who is out in the field and may have struggles telling people what's going on. Sometimes it comes down to like they're afraid to ask for money. And here's the thing. If you've been out in the field long enough, you know which systems have issues and which ones don't. So first and foremost, please don't make anything up. You don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to steal. You've got every opportunity to close deals and make sales without doing that, okay? But what it really comes down to is your fear of rejection. What it really comes down to is you're making decisions for the buyer. What it really comes down to is you're not wanting to have the tough conversation. And so there's plenty of times that a homeowner has somebody come knock on the door, they see an ad online, they get something in the mail, they go to a big box store, and somebody's like, hey, you ever considered replacing your unit? And you've done all the hard work, but you didn't harvest. You didn't ask them for the sale, okay? So I'm gonna work with you on a couple of phrases, a couple of things that you can ask. But once again, don't make anything up, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. So there are times where you're gonna meet with a buyer or client, and they're gonna go, how long can I really, and it's kind of like a whiny voice, and that's okay. How long can I really get out of this system? Because, I want little Jimmy to get out of high school. How long can we really put into this thing? And, here is what you need to know, is every time that system fails, they're going to pay for parts. Every time they turn it on and it's inefficient, they're going to pay the cost, right? So in essence, they're paying for a brand new one without getting the benefit. You just have to paint that picture. You have to explain to them, like, hey, listen, you're already paying for this thing. You're just not getting anything good out of it, okay? Next, you can ask a question. Do you want me to rip the Band-Aid off, or do you want me to keep pretending? Right? Like, at the end of the day, I have to have the ability to tell you exactly what's going on, or share with you what's going on, or show you what's going on. What I don't want to have happen is I come out here and then, I've done all the work, we've got a good relationship, and then somebody knocked on the door on the perfect day and said, hey, we should talk about this, and they had the tough conversation with you. What you need to know is if this is happening a lot to you, you should really inspect what you're saying when somebody goes, do I really need to do this? Because that means the way that you're explaining what is going on isn't proper and it isn't right. And it's going to lead some problems for you, right? So here's what I'm going to say. I would take a look definitely at how you're explaining damage with capacitors, fan motors, longevity, refrigerant leaks, issues with coils, issues with motors, and say, hey, what is it that's being said? What am I saying and what am I doing? Am I using definite language, or am I using squishy words? And am I leading them to not make a decision? Am I delivering facts, or am I delivering a quasi story where everything is okay and everything is sunshine and butterflies and rainbows? There's a rainbow back there. And rainbows, right? So make sure that, like, hey, take a recording and put it at like a 16-year-old system with compressor issues, real compressors. Don't make this up. Compressor issues, leaking refrigerant, and a bad capacitator. And then back it off. 16-year-old system, leaking refrigerant. 16-year-old system that's got compressor issues. And see what you're saying and see how you're explaining it, because chances are good. I've worked with enough technicians in my lifetime that if you're at this point of frustration, it's because you're not sharing what's going to happen. We could tell one side of the story, like, it'll last, but painting the other side of the story is what happens when it fails when you need the most. What happens when you dump a whole bunch of money into this thing and you don't need to? What happens when you tell somebody, well, you could probably get another couple of years out of it? If it's true, cool. But if you're nervous and you're scared to say you've got a lot of issues and it's going to cost you more money to keep it than it is to replace it, or you're just going to keep dumping money into this and chasing good money with bad, however you want to say it, there's a lot of different ways for you to do it. But what you need to know is if you're frustrated and you're like, hey, I keep having these conversations and I keep going out to systems and somebody's replaced it, that's on you. You missed something. You explained it wrong. You didn't go into enough detail. You were scared to ask for the business. You were scared to set the appointment with the comfort advisor or the salesperson. These are all things that you got to get used to. You got one of three things to do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send in a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Aloha and mahalo.